Happening this afternoon, a Vancouver woman accused of abandoning her newborn baby in a car is set to appear in court. New court documents shedding light on the case. And new at noon, President Donald Trump calling off strikes against Iran, signaling a possible end to the war. Plus, the FIFA World Cup officially kicking off this afternoon. A preview of the first match as Lumen Field gets ready to host thousands of fans. But we start with breaking news right now. The Salem Police Department is investigating after an officer shot an armed suspect early this morning. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Blair Best. Let's get right to John Adams, who's live at the scene. So John, talk to us. What do we know so far?
Yeah, Blair, we just got that new information about 15 minutes or so ago. We now know that about 7:30 today, Salem police responded to this empty lot right behind me on North Portland Road in Salem after someone from an encampment back there near the railroad tracks placed a 911 call. We know when the officer arrived on scene, they encountered a person at that encampment with a weapon. They became in had a confrontation with the Salem police officer where that officer opened fire, striking that person. We know the man who was shot was treated on scene and transported to a Salem hospital. Now, when we arrived on scene about 10 a.m. this morning, we saw numerous Salem police and Oregon State police officers here. We also witnessed a SWAT-style armored vehicle and a crime scene processing vehicle. That crime scene processing vehicle made its way through the field about 100 yards or so from the street and parked near where we believe that incident took place. We also saw a drone capturing video from above where officers were working that scene. Now, per protocol, Oregon State Police is investigating this incident, and like we said, we now know that someone is being treated in the hospital after being shot by a Salem police officer here. Blair, we're going to work to learn more information and have more information as it becomes available. Back to you.
Okay, John, live on the scene for us. Thank you. Well, just into our newsroom, the Cowlitz County coroner has officially identified and released the cause of death for the men killed in the Nippon Dynawave chemical implosion. Now, according to the coroner, 10 victims in her jurisdiction died of alkaline chemical burns. The 11th victim died in the hospital in Portland. So far, crews have decontaminated about 23% of the area affected by the white liquor. Warning signs are being removed from dikes and ditches, marking no longer elevated pH levels. The incident is now transitioning from emergency response and recovery to site stabilization, containment, and cleanup. Long-term steps include removal of the collapsed tank. Okay, returning to our other top story, extreme heat is hitting the region this weekend. And Chris McGinnis is in the Weather Center tracking the latest. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, good afternoon, Blair. We do have that extreme heat watch still in effect for the lower Columbia, Portland, Vancouver metro area, and all the way down to Salem, the I-5 corridor, including, again, portions of Polk County, Marion County, and then out through the Columbia River Gorge. Everywhere in this dark maroon shading. That kicks in on Sunday morning, lasts through Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday now. So we've got a pretty major heat event coming our way. We are squarely focused on Sunday and Monday for our KGW weather impact alerts, focusing on temperatures again anywhere from 95 to 100 both days. These will be record high temperatures. We haven't seen weather this hot, obviously, since last summer. So even for those that like warm weather, this is going to be a bit of a shock to the system, and if you have to work or spend any time outside, especially during the heat of the day, you're going to want to try to limit your exposure, take breaks, stay hydrated, etc. Heat is a significant risk for all of us here. All right, the good news is that for now, we've got a beautiful day out there. The sky clearing nicely, and you can see that here on our Wells Fargo sky camera. Currently 67 degrees at PDX, 69 right now in Forest Grove, 72 Wilsonville, and across the state. Already warmer now than we were yesterday at this time. And by the way, now that we have a fully sunny day, feast your eyes on this. Tomorrow is the start of 4 weeks of 9 p.m. or later sunsets here in Portland. So feast your eyes on this. 8:59 with the sunset today, and we're inching into the upper 70s. Today looks like a great day. Tomorrow will be a pretty nice day. It starts to get a little warmer on Saturday. We'll look at that and break down the really high heat coming in our 70 forecast in just a bit.
Okay, Chris, we'll see you in just a bit. Well, new at noon, a deadly crash has closed the Lewis and Clark Bridge near Longview. It's causing major traffic disruptions between Oregon and Washington. Now, Washington State Police say it happened just before 8 o'clock this morning near the Oregon side of the bridge. Troopers say the bridge will remain closed in both directions as they investigate. We don't know yet when it will reopen. A man accused of murdering a 2-year-old child last year is expected to make his first court appearance this afternoon. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office arrested 28-year-old Dyson Ruda yesterday. They say this started back in late March of last year when deputies were called to Blue Lake Park in Fairview for reports of an unconscious child. When they got there, they say they found the 2-year-old girl dead. Earlier this year, the state medical examiner ruled the death a homicide. Ruda now faces multiple charges, including assault, murder, and criminal mistreatment. His hearing is scheduled for 2 o'clock. And happening today, a Vancouver woman accused of giving birth inside a van and then leaving her newborn baby alone for nearly an hour is expected in court this afternoon. Court documents paint a troubling picture of what officers say they found when they responded back in May. Corey Johnson joins us with the details, and we first want to warn you that they may be disturbing.
Court documents accuse 37-year-old Neela Carnegie of abandoning and endangering her newborn infant after giving birth inside of a van. Now, according to court records, Vancouver police were called to the area of Northeast 4th Plain on May 12th. This after a report that a woman had given birth inside of a van and left the baby alone. Officers say they found a newborn girl inside the van with the placenta still attached. Investigators wrote that the baby was alone for approximately 48 minutes. Court documents also say video footage showed the woman leaving the van around 9 that morning before later being found in a nearby Goodwill parking lot. That's where she told officers she had just given birth. Now, the newborn girl was then taken to a hospital. Records show she weighed about 4.5 pounds and was estimated to be 36 weeks gestational age. And documents also state the baby later showed signs of opioid withdrawal and had abrasions on both knees that hospital staff said were not caused by the birth. Carnegie now faces charges including abandonment, endangerment related to a controlled substance, and criminal mistreatment. As for the infant, she has since been placed in protective custody. Carnegie is now due in Superior Court for arraignment. That's set for today at 1:30 this afternoon, and we'll also be following today's court hearing. We'll provide the latest details and updates on air and online. Back to you.
It's a tough story. Okay, you may remember this crazy video from 2024 showing a bull named Party Bus jumping into the crowd at the Sisters Rodeo. 2 people ended up getting trampled, and now they're suing the rodeo and its contractor, claiming they should have done more to prevent this from happening. In the first $9.25 million lawsuit, Bend resident Allison Hickey says the bull knocked her to the ground, crushing her right shoulder and right calf. In a statement provided by her attorney, she wrote in part, "I am bringing this lawsuit not only for myself, but to help ensure no one else, certainly no child or elderly person who may have stood in my place, has to endure what I have." The rodeo contractor who provided the rodeo stock, including Party Bus, denies the allegations and the liability. A second suit, filed by Ridgefield residents Kristen and Andrew Wirt, claims Kristen was violently attacked by the bull from behind, bucked into the air, and trampled. They're seeking more than $2 million in that suit. Okay, let's take a look at some national headlines this afternoon. Just within the last hour, and this is according to NBC, President Trump says he has canceled further strikes on Iran, saying a peace deal is expected to soon be finalized. He described the approvals as both in concept and great detail. Trump added that several countries, including Israel, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and others, all agree. The apparent easing of tensions follows a second day of strikes between the two countries after the downing of a U.S. military helicopter. President Trump saying this after hitting multiple Iranian targets overnight.
We want a deal that's meaningful. We want a deal that works.
Okay, we want a deal that works. Trump also says the U.S. has been secretly helping to move oil tankers out of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has not confirmed whether a deal has been reached. Well, a temporary measure to extend a program that allows the U.S. to spy on other countries failed to pass the House this morning in a 198 to 218 vote. All Democrats and some Republicans were against the extension. The measure would have allowed agencies like the CIA, NSA, and FBI to collect communications from foreign targets overseas without a warrant. That power is granted under a section of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. That section is set to expire tomorrow. And new research from the AI-driven Enterprise Institute shows companies embracing the technology are passing over recent graduates. They found 71% of AI job postings are reserved for senior-level experts. Only 13% are for junior positions and 16% for middle tier. Big businesses are banking on experienced talent to navigate the AI boom, but researchers warn that strategy is short-sighted and say companies need to prioritize AI talent at every level.